Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now the middle of November of 2023, and given that we have a lot of things happening still to this day with the Marvels, we know that director Nia DaCosta was let go from numerous directing opportunities for upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows on Disney+. We talked about this yesterday, in case you guys missed it. On top of that, we know that the box office situation for the Marvels is showing no signs of recovery as of right now, and it's really something that is worrying Bob Iger and the Disney Board of Directors and those involved like Kevin Feige over at Marvel Studios. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, the thing about Brie Larson is that we know that she is someone that does not take criticism very well, especially when it comes to a Marvel movie, because we know, and everyone has known this for a very long time, is that Marvel is basically the backbone. It is the life support system for her acting career in Hollywood. That's just a pure fact. And that is now completely tarnished, it is vanquished, and Brie Larson does not know how to actually process this, and everything happening behind the scenes is basically pure chaos over at Disney from multiple factors. Let's get into this. Now, the thing about Brie Larson is that we know that originally she was going to get a direct sequel to Captain Marvel, where she was not going to be involved in an ensemble cast, so to speak, and it was going to be 100% focused on her. That was initially lost, and that is something that she was very upset and angered about. But what's interesting about this is the fact that Brie Larson just does not know how to deal with the situation. Given that Brie Larson is currently dealing with the Marvel's backlash and criticism after the box office disaster continues to show no signs of recovery, one major development has to do with Brie Larson taking action behind the scenes after the Marvel's box office collapse. Now, the crucial update to this development is that Brie Larson and her team, such as her agent and manager, are now moving forward with fighting Disney to reinstate her roles in the Marvel Universe that she was recently let go from. Brie Larson was initially promised multiple cameo roles in upcoming MCU shows for Disney+, along with the upcoming Avengers movies, Secret Wars, and the Kang Dynasty, along with Deadpool 3, and that was reportedly just for starters. The plan was to make Captain Marvel a central character for the next 2 phases, and this was a full-fledged plan by Kevin Feige. And since the failure of the film at the box office for the Marvels, Disney fired her from all of these roles and cameos, something that Larson and her team believe was decided wrongfully, where Larson is also looking to taking legal action since she was reportedly signed on via a contract for these roles and dropped quickly by Bob Iger, the heads over at Disney, and those at Marvel Studios. To make matters even worse, even the writers of Deadpool 3, along with Ryan Reynolds, did not want Larson to even make a cameo in the first place in their film after the ongoing fan criticism of herself as an actress and the failure of the Marvels. Now, with Deadpool 3 now back in production after the strikes, they did some minor quick rewrites to adjust for taking Larson out of the third act of the film. And with Kang now exiting from the Kang Dynasty reportedly, this was another leading cause of Captain Marvel getting erased from the film. Brie Larson is putting full blame on Disney for unprofessionally handling her acting career and her opportunities in the Marvel Universe. Now guys, let me just stop here quick for one moment. Now, we know, and we covered this a couple of days ago, that she blames toxic males, specifically, she calls it the toxic male demographic, as the leading cause to why the Marvels is suffering at the box office. When in reality, you know what, it was really a Marvel screw-up. They were aiming this movie at women. And as you all know, the main demographic for the Marvel Universe are, well, males. I mean, that's just the pure truth about it all. And even women did not show up to this movie as they really expected. You know, they were expecting a high margin when it came to women attending the Marvels, and well, it just did not work out for Nia DaCosta. It did not work out for Brie Larson, and it most certainly did not work out for Kevin Feige. Because that's the demographic that he was aiming for. He was trying to basically rework the Marvel Universe to catering to that demographic more, and it just flipped upside down. And I think it's going to flip upside down as well for Sony with Madam Web. That trailer looks atrocious, it looks cringeworthy, and it looks completely unattractive to the core audience. That's just my take on things about that trailer, and I think that too is going to be quite possibly the next Sony failure when it comes to their superhero universe, or whatever you want to call it, right? So what's interesting about this too has a lot to do with Brie Larson's overall take on why she feels the way that she feels. Now, she signed a multi-film contract. We talked about this, that was going to involve her in at least 2 Avengers films, which equates to the Secret Wars film, as well as the Kang Dynasty. To top things off, she was supposed to be involved in over at least 6 cameos in the MCU for Disney+. This ranges from regular Disney+ TV shows to voiceover work as well. Now, interestingly enough, alright, continuing on, Brie Larson is putting full blame on Disney for actually mishandling her career. The desperation mostly is coming from Larson due to the fact that Universal recently fired her from the Fast and Furious all-female-led spin-off film, and her Nissan commercials are also beginning to dwindle, as they too don't want to work with her anymore, as she was difficult on the set of those commercials. With both Avengers Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty letting go of Larson, her Avengers gig is now basically over, and this is making Larson and her team fall into desperation in an attempt to force Disney to bring back those roles. Larson signed a multi-contract deal for at least 5 or more projects at Disney after they fired her from not just being problematic with outlandish demands, both financially but also more related to how many acting roles she was demanding to get after this multi-film contract afterwards. Even Larson's co-stars for future Avengers films were not thrilled of her involvement for the upcoming movies that are currently in active development. So again, I mean, we know that Larson has and always will be a difficult actress to work with on set, and it's not a surprise there, not a big shocker. But the thing about the Marvels is that I think it's a living example is that you don't mess with the core audience, and you don't set high expectations for something that you're really not all too informed about. I think that Kevin Feige was way over his head by aiming this movie at a specific demographic and having way too much confidence in this movie working for that demographic that just was never going to tune into this film regardless. You know, if you had done something differently, that would have been, you know, a different case for Kevin Feige. Now, what's interesting about this too, we gotta realize that Bob Iger is dealing with yet another box office failure. Since Indiana Jones 5, since other projects that have failed at the box office, and basically their movie Wish is now their only saving grace for 2023, and even that is looking like a 50-50 chance at this point. So overall, I would like to hear what you all have to actually say about the Disney situation right now, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.